Kunis has finally opened up about her relationship with Ashton Kutcher, and her unveiling the truth is as heartfelt as they are surprising. From their whirlwind romance to their hilarious parenting moments, Mila reflects on the dynamics of their marriage and what makes their bond so strong. In a candid conversation, she shares how they went from casual friends to life partners and the challenges they face as parents. Mila's honesty and humor about life with Ashton will leave fans wanting more juicy details. A strong partnership. A strong partnership is built on trust, understanding, and the ability to balance one another. Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis are a perfect example of this. Their relationship, which began as a casual friendship, blossomed into a beautiful partnership that thrives on mutual respect and humor. While their journey may have started unconventionally, their bond today is one of the strongest in Hollywood, showing how opposites can truly attract and grow into something remarkable. One of the key elements of their partnership is how they complement each other's personalities. Ashton describes himself as a dreamer, always coming up with big ideas and exciting plans. Mila, on the other hand, is the executor, the one who grounds those dreams into reality by planning and organizing everything to perfection. For example, Ashton once suggested they take a road trip across the United States. While he came up with the idea, it was Mila who planned every detail, ensuring their adventure was smooth and memorable. This dynamic shows how their differences don't clash, but instead work together harmoniously. Parenthood has also strengthened their partnership. Mila and Ashton are not just partners in love, but also teammates in raising their two children. They often joke about how they high-five each other every night after successfully putting their kids to bed. It's their way of celebrating the small victories and reminding themselves that they're in this together. Mila has openly shared how they both work hard to stay connected as a couple, even while juggling the challenges of parenting. Their sense of humor plays a huge role in keeping their relationship strong. Whether it's making fun of each other's quirks or sharing funny parenting stories, laughter is at the center of their bond. Mila once shared a hilarious moment when their child accidentally mimicked a curse word, turning a stressful situation into something they could laugh about together. What makes Ashton and Mila's partnership even more inspiring is their ability to navigate fame and family life without losing sight of what truly matters. Despite their busy Hollywood schedules, they prioritize spending time together and staying present for their kids. Mila has often praised Ashton for being a hands-on dad who is deeply involved in their family life. Their relationship is proof that a strong partnership doesn't mean being perfect, it means being perfect for each other. Through mutual respect, humor, and shared goals, Ashton and Mila have built a bond that continues to grow stronger every day. From friends to lovers, the love story of Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis is one for the books. It's the kind of story that feels like it's straight out of a romantic comedy, except it's completely real. They started as co-stars on that 70s show, where they played the on-and-off couple Jackie and Kelso. But in real life, their connection back then was purely platonic. Mila was just 14 when she started the show, and Ashton, being a few years older, saw her as a little sister. Neither of them could have imagined that they'd one day become one of Hollywood's most beloved couples. Their journey from friends to lovers didn't happen overnight. After that 70s show ended, they went their separate ways, both pursuing their own careers and relationships. Ashton married actress Demi Moore, while Mila was in a long-term relationship with Macaulay Culkin. For years, they remained friends, occasionally crossing paths, but never considering anything romantic. It wasn't until much later, after Ashton's divorce and Mila's breakup, that the stars finally aligned for them. The turning point came in 2012 when they reconnected at an awards show. Sparks flew, but the timing was still casual. Both had just come out of serious relationships, so they decided to keep things light and fun. Ironically, Mila had starred in Friends with Benefits and Ashton in No Strings Attached, movies about casual relationships. They agreed to try something similar in real life, promising to keep it simple and not let emotions get involved. But life had other plans. Within 3 months, their relationship took a serious turn. They couldn't deny the deep connection they felt, and soon they were living together. In less than a year, they were not only committed, but also expecting their first child. Mila has since joked about how they clearly didn't watch the endings of their respective movies, which warned against casual flings turning into relationships. What makes their love story so special is how natural it feels. Despite their fame, Ashton and Mila's relationship is built on a foundation of friendship. They genuinely like each other, which makes their bond so strong. Ashton has spoken about how Mila's sensible, grounded personality perfectly balances his dreamer tendencies, while Mila admires Ashton's dedication as a husband and father. From co-stars to friends and, finally, to soulmates, Ashton and Mila's story is proof that sometimes the best relationships are the ones that grow slowly over time. Their love is rooted in years of knowing and respecting each other, making it as real as it gets. Parenting, high fives. Parenting is no easy job. but Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher know how to make it fun and even celebratory. In their household, they've turned the everyday challenges of raising kids into moments of teamwork and appreciation. One of their favorite rituals is the parenting high five, a nightly tradition where they congratulate each other for making it through the day. It's a small but meaningful way they keep their partnership strong while tackling the joys and struggles of parenting together. Mila has often joked about the high fives, saying they come at the end of a long day when they've managed to keep their kids alive, keep their sanity intact, and still like each other. It's their way of saying, "We did it." This lighthearted approach shows how they embrace the chaos of parenting while staying connected as a couple. It's not just about surviving the day, but celebrating their teamwork and love, even during life's messiest moments. The couple has shared plenty of funny parenting stories, showing they don't take themselves too seriously. One memorable moment involved their child accidentally repeating a curse word after watching Ashton's reaction to their dog's misbehavior. Mila's quick thinking turned the situation into a teaching moment, but it's these little stories that highlight how they navigate the unpredictable world of raising kids with humor and patience. Ashton and Mila's parenting style is rooted in partnership. They've shared how they divide responsibilities, from bedtime routines to dealing with toddler meltdowns. Ashton, for example, is known for being a hands-on dad, fully involved in their children's lives. Mila has praised his dedication and presence, emphasizing how much she values having a partner who shares the workload and emotional investment of parenting. What makes their parenting style so relatable is their honesty about the struggles. Mila has joked about how kids can sometimes act like little devils, but she and Ashton find ways to laugh through it. They focus on the small victories, like getting their kids to bed on time or managing to sneak in a date night. These moments remind them that they're not just parents, but also a team, and that teamwork is what keeps them going. Parenting isn't perfect, and Mila and Ashton don't pretend it is, but their nightly high fives show that even in the chaos, there's room for gratitude, humor, and love. They're proof that the best way to handle parenting is with a strong partnership and a good sense of humor. Humorous parenting moments. Parenting is hard work, but Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis have mastered the art of keeping it lighthearted, often turning everyday challenges into laugh-out-loud moments. Their parenting journey is filled with relatable and funny stories that prove even Hollywood stars face the same struggles as the rest of us. From accidental curse words to mischievous kids, Mila and Ashton's experiences remind us that parenting is as much about patience as it is about laughing at the chaos. One of their funniest parenting moments involved their young daughter picking up on a bad word. Ashton once shared how their puppy had an accident on the stairs, and in frustration, he muttered a curse word while walking away. Moments later, their sweet, angelic daughter mimicked him perfectly, complete with the same tone and expression. Mila, quick on her feet, tried to cover it up by insisting they had said "fox" instead of the offending word. What followed was a hilarious back and forth where their daughter kept saying "fox" with all the seriousness of someone who knew she wasn't quite buying it. This story not only had fans laughing, but also highlighted the universal truth of parenting. Kids are always listening, even when you don't want them to. Another humorous moment came when Mila described their nightly parenting high fives. At the end of each day, after successfully putting their kids to bed, Mila and Ashton give each other a celebratory high five, saying, "We did it." It's a simple but funny tradition that captures the small victories every parent can relate to. Mila joked about how some days, it's less about celebration and more about relief, because sometimes, as she put it, kids can be little devils. Yet, their high fives remind them to appreciate their teamwork, even when the day has been chaotic. Their ability to find humor in parenting extends to how they handle everyday mishaps. Mila once joked about their daughter throwing tantrums over the silliest things, like not being allowed to eat cake for breakfast. Instead of getting frustrated, Ashton and Mila embraced the ridiculousness of these moments, finding ways to laugh instead of stress. These humorous parenting moments not only make their stories relatable, but also show how Ashton and Mila keep their bond strong through laughter. They remind us all that while parenting is never easy, it's the funny, imperfect moments that make it truly rewarding. After all, sometimes all you can do is laugh, and maybe say "fox" instead. Complementary personalities. A great relationship often thrives when two people balance each other out, and Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher are the perfect example of this. Their complementary personalities make their partnership strong, fun, and unique. Ashton is the dreamer, always coming up with big ideas and exciting plans, while Mila is the executor, the grounded one who makes things happen. This dynamic between them doesn't just work, it shines, both in their personal lives and in how they raise their family together. Ashton has openly admitted that he's the one who comes up with wild, adventurous ideas. For example, he once suggested they take a road trip across the United States. While most people might laugh off such a suggestion or leave it at a vague plan, Mila took the idea seriously. She got to work, planning every stop, organizing the logistics, and making the dream come true. Together, they hit the road in a Sprinter van, visiting national parks, and creating memories that were both carefully planned and spontaneous. This balance between Ashton's creativity and Mila's practicality is one of the key reasons their relationship works so well. Their complementary traits are not just about big adventures, though. They also come into play in day-to-day life, especially when it comes to parenting. Ashton describes Mila as sensible, a quality he greatly admires. She is always thinking ahead, planning for every possible scenario, and ensuring that their family is ready for whatever comes their way. Ashton, on the other hand, brings a more laid-back, imaginative energy to the partnership. Mila jokes about how Ashton's relaxed attitude sometimes contrasts with her tendency to worry, but together they balance each other out perfectly. Their complementary personalities also shine in how they approach challenges. Ashton has a big-picture mindset, while Mila focuses on the details. Whether they're planning a family trip, organizing a date night, or simply tackling the daily chaos of raising kids, their differences work together to create a strong, united front. Ashton's optimism and Mila's practicality make them a team that handles life's ups and downs with humor and grace. It's their ability to embrace their differences that makes their partnership so special. Instead of clashing, their opposing traits bring out the best in each other. Mila and Ashton prove that when two people complement each other, their relationship becomes not just functional, but truly extraordinary. Revisiting That 70s Show for Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher, stepping back into their iconic roles as Jackie Burkhardt and Michael Kelso in That 90s Show was like stepping into a time machine. Returning to the set of That 70s Show after so many years brought a mix of nostalgia, excitement, and a little bit of weirdness. Ashton described the experience as super nostalgic and really odd, while Mila admitted it felt strange, yet surreal to be back where it all started. After all, this was the show that not only launched their careers, but also planted the seeds of their real-life love story. The show's original basement set, where so many of the characters' hilarious and heartfelt moments unfolded, was recreated for That 90s Show. Ashton shared how bizarre it was to walk back into the basement after all these years. It wasn't just the set that sparked memories. The reunion with the cast brought back a flood of emotions. Ashton and Mila both agreed that being surrounded by familiar faces from their early days in Hollywood made the experience feel like a family gathering. It was insane, Ashton said, reflecting on how much had changed, yet somehow stayed the same. Mila couldn't help but laugh at the irony of revisiting Jackie and Kelso's relationship all these years later. In That 70s Show, their on-again, off-again romance was filled with drama and humor. In real life, Mila and Ashton's relationship followed a much different path, starting as friends and eventually blossoming into love years after the show ended. For fans, seeing them back as their iconic characters was a nostalgic treat, but for Mila and Ashton, it was a playful nod to the roles that first brought them together. The couple shared how much fun they had revisiting their characters, even though the experience felt slightly surreal. Ashton joked that slipping back into Kelso's goofy, over-the-top personality felt like muscle memory. Mila, on the other hand, enjoyed stepping into Jackie's fabulous and slightly manipulative shoes again. Despite the passage of time, they both embraced the opportunity to bring their beloved characters back to life. Revisiting That 70s Show not only allowed Ashton and Mila to reconnect with their past, but also reminded fans why they fell in love with Jackie and Kelso in the first place. It was a heartwarming moment of nostalgia and a celebration of the show's lasting legacy, a true full-circle moment for both the audience and the stars. Ashton as a family man. Ashton Kutcher has proven time and time again that he's more than just a Hollywood star. He's also a dedicated and loving family man. While many fans know him for his charm and humor on screen, those close to him know that his most important role is being a husband to Mila Kunis and a father to their two children. Ashton's hands-on approach to family life, paired with his fun-loving personality, makes him an inspiring example of what it means to put family first. Ashton has always been vocal about how much he values his role as a dad. From bedtime routines to spending quality time with his kids, he's deeply involved in their day-to-day lives. Mila has shared how Ashton takes on equal parenting responsibilities, whether it's putting the kids to bed, helping with their activities, or simply being present. She's even joked that he's still super present and hasn't gotten tired of the job yet, something she clearly admires about him. One of the things that makes Ashton stand out as a family man is his ability to make even the simplest moments special. For example, he and Mila have a nightly tradition of giving each other a high five after putting the kids to bed. It's their way of celebrating the little victories of parenting and recognizing their teamwork. Ashton's sense of humor shines through in these moments, making parenting feel less like a chore and more like an adventure. Ashton also brings his creativity and big-picture thinking into his family life. He's the one who comes up with fun, spontaneous ideas, like taking a road trip across the United States. What makes it even better is his willingness to follow through. He's not just an idea guy, he's all in. For instance, he bought a Sprinter van for their family road trip, while Mila handled the detailed planning. Together, they make a great team, balancing Ashton's dreamer personality with Mila's practical nature. Despite his busy career, Ashton makes sure his family remains his top priority. Whether it's carving out time for date nights with Mila or turning off his phone to focus on his kids, he's committed to creating a strong, loving environment for his family. Ashton once said, "I want my kids to know that I'm always there for them." This simple yet powerful statement sums up his dedication as a father and husband. Relatable challenges of parenthood. Parenthood is one of life's greatest joys, but it's also filled with challenges that every parent, celebrity or not, can relate to. Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis have been refreshingly honest about the ups and downs of raising kids, sharing funny and heartfelt stories that highlight the universal struggles of parenting. From sleepless nights to unpredictable toddler tantrums, their experiences remind us that no matter how glamorous your life may seem, parenting is a messy, chaotic adventure for everyone. One of the most relatable challenges Ashton and Mila have talked about is handling the unexpected. For example, their daughter once repeated a curse word she overheard, mimicking Ashton's tone and movements perfectly. Mila quickly tried to cover it up by insisting he had said "fox," and the two spent the rest of the day redirecting their daughter's new favorite word. It's a hilarious but familiar parenting moment. Kids have a knack for picking up on everything they shouldn't, at the worst possible times. Another challenge they've shared is the constant worry that comes with being a parent. Mila has joked about how she's always thinking of the worst-case scenario, planning escape routes and backup plans in her mind. Ashton, on the other hand, tends to be more laid back, but even he admits that parenting comes with a heavy dose of anxiety. From ensuring their kids are safe to teaching them right from wrong, they're navigating the same worries that all parents face. It's comforting to know that even celebrities feel that same overwhelming responsibility. One of the biggest challenges, of course, is simply making it through the day. Ashton and Mila have a nightly tradition of giving each other a high five after putting their kids to bed. They joke about how some days it's a celebration of survival, keeping their kids alive, keeping their sanity intact, and still liking each other by the end of the day. This small ritual is a reminder of how important teamwork is in parenting, and how even the hardest days can end with a moment of gratitude. Parenthood, as Ashton and Mila show us, is anything but perfect. It's full of messy moments, endless worries, and unexpected surprises, but it's also filled with love, teamwork, and humor. Their stories remind us that while parenting is challenging, it's these relatable, imperfect moments that make the journey so rewarding. After all, no parent has it all figured out, and that's okay. Humor in marriage can be full of ups and downs, but one thing that can keep a couple strong is humor. Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher are a perfect example of how laughter can make a marriage not only work, but thrive. From witty banter to playful teasing, their relationship is built on a solid foundation of love and shared jokes. They've shown time and again that humor isn't just a way to have fun, it's a way to connect, communicate, and get through life's challenges together. One of the most endearing things about Mila and Ashton is how they don't take themselves or each other too seriously. They often poke fun at their quirks and differences, which only seems to strengthen their bond. Ashton, for example, has joked about how Mila is the sensible one in their relationship, while he's the dreamer. He might come up with wild ideas, like taking a road trip across the United States, and Mila will laugh and say, "Okay, but let me plan it properly." Their playful dynamic shows how humor can help balance out their personalities, turning what could be disagreements into lighthearted moments. Another thing that makes their humor so relatable is their ability to laugh at the challenges of parenthood. Mila has shared how, at the end of particularly exhausting days with their kids, they give each other a high five and joke, "We kept them alive, and we still like each other." It's a small but meaningful ritual that shows how humor can make even the toughest days feel manageable. Instead of letting the stress of parenting weigh them down, they find ways to laugh through the chaos. Even in public, their interviews are filled with witty back-and-forth exchanges that highlight their strong connection. Mila has teased Ashton about his over-the-top romantic gestures, while Ashton has joked about her being too practical for his big ideas. Their ability to laugh at themselves and each other shows how deeply they understand and accept one another. Humor in marriage isn't just about telling jokes, it's about creating a safe space for both people to be themselves. Mila and Ashton's playful approach to life reminds us that laughter can be one of the strongest tools in a relationship. It helps ease tension, deepens bonds, and makes even the hardest moments easier to handle. Their marriage is proof that when you can laugh together, you can get through anything. Navigating fame and family life. Balancing fame and family life is no easy task, but Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis seem to have found the secret to making it work. Despite being Hollywood stars, they prioritize keeping their family grounded and their personal lives private. Their approach to navigating fame while raising their two children is refreshingly relatable, proving that even celebrities value the same things many of us do: love, laughter, and quality time together. One of the key ways Ashton and Mila manage fame is by setting clear boundaries. They've spoken openly about wanting to give their kids as normal an upbringing as possible. Both have decided not to share pictures of their children on social media, understanding the importance of privacy in a world where fame can often overshadow personal life. Mila has explained that she wants her kids to have the choice about whether or not they want to be in the public eye when they grow up. This responsible approach shows how much they value protecting their family from the pressures of Hollywood. Despite their busy schedules, Ashton and Mila make sure to spend quality time together as a family. They've shared stories about taking road trips across the United States in a Sprinter van, visiting national parks, and enjoying the simpler side of life. These trips aren't just vacations, they're opportunities to disconnect from the chaos of fame and reconnect as a family. Ashton once said that his favorite role isn't being a Hollywood star, but being a dad, and it's clear he takes that role seriously. Their humor also helps them juggle fame and family life. From laughing about the challenges of parenting to playfully teasing each other during interviews, Ashton and Mila use humor to stay connected and grounded. They've even joked about giving each other nightly high fives for keeping the kids alive and still liking each other by the end of the day.